Hi boys and girls, today we're going to learn something about clip art. We all know that there are a lot of really cool pictures out there on the internet, and sometimes you can find one but you only need part of that picture. I'm going to show you how to get rid of the rest of it so you have exactly what you want. What we're going to do is called cropping, and we're going to crop this image of Russian nesting dolls. These are the little wooden dolls that the little one goes inside of this one and then the next one until you get a whole set inside of the largest one. Let's say I only wanted this middle doll right here, that I really didn't want all these little dolls or this great big doll. I'm going to show you how to take them out of the picture. So the first thing I need to do is click on my image. That's the same thing as highlighting text. The computer doesn't know what I want to do or what part of my document I want to fix. So if I click on it, that tells the computer that I want to work with this image. So the next thing I'm going to do is come up here on the toolbar and it says crop image. And you see that I got this black box with these corners around it. I can still see the blue handles of the image that allow me to move it around, but I've got this black cropping box. So if I want this particular doll, I'm going to move this side in as close as I can. And then I'm going to come over here and get this side. And I can even take away some of this extra white space if I want. Okay? If I'm not sure that I have it exactly right, before I click on it, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I can check. Oh, maybe I need to move this one out just a little tiny bit. That looks good. And then come back and click on the crop button again. Now there might be times when you need more than one of these images that you just cropped. So this is what you're going to do. Number one, make sure it's selected. And there are a number of ways you can copy it. You can right-click and say copy. You can also press Control-C. Or you can go to Edit and copy. Now click somewhere else in your document and right-click and paste. And you get a second one exactly the same size. So if I wanted to make my own set of Russian nesting dolls of different sizes and have them all be identical as far as their decorations go, I could make a set of dolls. I'm going to move them apart a little bit. And I only had to copy one time because what I'm doing is I'm pasting the same one over and over again. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dolls, and they're all the same size, I want to resize them now so they would be like nesting dolls, and this is what you do. These blue boxes on an image are called handles. We use the handles to resize an image. And if you want to keep it in proportion, you always resize from a corner. It can be this corner or the bottom corners. It doesn't really matter. And you work in a diagonal direction, and that keeps it in proportion. If I were to click and try to resize it using the side and the top, I might make my doll too skinny, or I might bring it down and make the doll kind of fat and tubby. So if you end up making a mistake on that, you want to say Edit, Undo, or Control-Z. And in most programs, it'll let you undo the last 10 things you did. So again, if I wanted to make nesting dolls, I'd make her a little bit, let's see, maybe a little bit smaller for this one to fit inside. Take my next doll and do the same thing until I got them all exactly the size I wanted them. And sometimes it takes a little practice, it takes a little fine-tuning, like I didn't get that one exactly right the first time. So if you get exasperated and frustrated, take a deep breath, use your Edit Undo or Control Z, and start again. Now, if you're using Microsoft Word, the cropping process is pretty much the same. However, you may have noticed when you put Clipart in, it can mess up the rest of your document because it pushes the words all over the place. So, what you're going to do is click on the image, and there are the handles. In this case, they're round. And you'll see this little image pop up right here. It says Layout Options. I want you to click on it, and you're always going to choose this one called Through. If you notice, it tells you that you can have your words around the picture, tight around the picture, over top of the picture, have the picture on top of the words, but Through will make it so they're pretty close to each other. That's the one I find to be the easiest. Then, when you've got that picked, you're ready to crop. You see your crop button up here. It's under Picture Tools. And we know that format means to change the appearance of something. So Picture Tools, Format. There's a crop button. There are that black box. So again, I can just move those sides in and get that doll that I want to use very carefully. Now, if you're not sure whether you cut off too much, you can make it bigger by either going to View and Zoom and choosing a larger size, or you see a little slider down here, which is a little bit easier. I can make it bigger, going like that. That doesn't look too bad. And then go ahead, the same exact method. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of that extra white once I have the one I want. Go back to Picture Tools, Format, and click the crop button again. And you notice I am down to just one Russian doll. The copy and paste method is exactly the same. Okay, I can right click, copy, click away from it so it's not selected anymore, right click, and paste and get my second one. And then I can start moving them around. Now see how this one is not wanting to move? I need to go back, choose Through, like I showed you earlier, and that's going to allow me to move the doll where I want it. Okay, so there are just a few extra steps if you're using Microsoft Word. Now it's your turn. Go on to the next step and see if you can crop a picture and then copy and paste the drawing to make multiple sets.